Right. Yeah, so welcome everybody to take the initiative. I'm here live with Rebel Trader, and this is the first of the series of set three games that we're going to see this season. And the players are already off to a great start. We saw Maul put down the Kylo Silencer, and then we saw the Quilan Voss put down the Senator. It's a favorable Senator, I believe. So yeah, they are already on the move. How does it sound, Rebel? Can you hear me? All right. So start the second round off. Looks like we saw a resupply there from Maul, and now it's over to Dillen. Yes, sir.
I just got home, but okay. This is two leaders from Twilight. I'm excited to see these get going on. As Dylan hasn't used the Tarkintown yet, has he?
No, he has not.
Oof.
Yeah, we've just seen a lot of aggressive ramp here from Maul, and he's already deployed and ready to go.
And did Giamma double ramp?
Yes, he did.
Wow. All right, so he's on 7 resources. Dylan now just on 5, and he can get his
Oh, but there's Plo.
Oh, Koto, yeah.
That's pretty good. And we do see a Vader in hand. Actually, two of them for Geo. Or Gia. I don't know. Uh, Italian names. But yeah, that'll be a great pick there for him. I'm sure that punishing one is a great pick as well. Just looking at it, but it does get rid of them all and an overwhelming barrage.
All right, takes out the delegate, which now means Dylan has to discard one. Goes for an R2.
Not
And
a
here is Quinny.
not a
And that plus
fantastic
Tarkintown.
position. They will be able to get
I
rid
I
of it.
mean, I think he's doing fine. He's got how does Quinlan's deal? Oh, it's only 1 damage. Okay. That was
Yeah,
gonna be 2. If it was 2, he could kill the silencer by playing a 2-drop, but no.
that's true, but it is a force unit, so seeing that force throw in hand will at least get rid of one of those uh, units from the space arena.
Yep. He's got to deal with these threats, but then he also has to turn the corner, and his setup right now is not like ideal. I mean, these 2 units are not incredible. And, Gia's got a bunch of resources to
Yeah, the question
uh
does he throw that?
okay.
He throws the window. Yeah.
Oof. What else is in his hand?
He's got the R2 and the Ahsoka Tano.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a terrible play here. He can play out those six resources. He's able to kill, or sorry, Gia is able to use that second Vader to kill the Quinlan.
Yeah, second Vader is massive here.
Here, Rebel, let me share it with you. There you
No, that's
go. I was like, why can't he see it?
yeah, I'm just in TTS. All right. There we go. Ooh, and the Ruthless Raider too, and the third Vader. This one I think it's just about over.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
Dylan can deal with this Vader here by going like Ezra and then like ambush the Ahsoka. We'll see. I guess he's thinking about Ezra. If he's got a force throw off the top, that's insane.
Would be pretty powerful.
Nope. No, he was
Nah,
gonna spend one. I think yeah, you gotta go with the Raider here.
R2 throwing away that Ahsoka.
Yeah, it picks up. Is that a Plo Koon?
Yeah, that's Plo Koon.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but I don't think he's gonna be able to stop enough damage here, considering it's all in the space arena. And there's an overwhelming barrage, and that kind of
Ooh.
seals the deal.
Yeah, I mean, even if he just goes 5 here, there's nothing that can deal with these space units,
Yeah,
and we're going to game 2.
very nicely played. Game one going the way of Gia. And let's take a quick look at their list. So, this Maul ECL, I've been dreading facing it because I've seen it coming from a mile away. It did not hit me like a freight truck, but everything in this list has overwhelm. I mean, that is insane, right? I don't know everything about it. The three damage on the early units, the a lot of ramp, the Hu Yang giving a +2/+2 to something crazy like maybe the Darth Maul unit, and then giving it overwhelm with Maul to deal a ton of damage to the base early on. That seems insane.
Yeah, I think it's gonna end up. It's very similar to the Bosk deck that existed last format, Bosk ECL, which was sort of a force but never really won anything. And I think Maul might end up being in the same position. It allows you to play more aggressively than that deck did because of Maul's overwhelm ability. But he's running a lot of the same stuff that you saw in that list, plus some of the new tools like the Darth Maul and Hu Yang. And he's actually very top heavy in this one. He's got crates, Palpatines, Mauls, Vaders, and Kylos in the main deck,
Yep.
and even more stuff on the board. So
Curious if it's just because he wants to hit the ramp and he like needs to mulligan for it, or why he's going so aggressively into the upper end. But I mean it's been working out so far. Let's take a quick look before the players start on the on Dillen's list. Quinlan Voss with the Tarkintown. I've seen Quinlan played a few different ways, but this one seems to be a pretty aggressive approach. Would you agree on that one?
Uh, I don't know. It's I think it's kind of mid-rangey. Um, he's got some bigger stuff that can come down in the later game, some more aggressive stuff. But I think what this deck is really trying to do is value trade early in the game. Use Quaylen's ability and Target Town and things like Force Throw to just get advantage early.
Yeah,
And maybe he's got some big now. There are two of them play as we didn't. I don't think we saw that last game, but that could be big if that comes up.
he definitely has some aggressively priced units like the Anakin Skywalker 6/6 for 5. He's got the Plo Koon, of course, we saw that. He's got the Kit Fitzo and Mace, so definitely the full Force package, um, along with the Ezra and Grogu and Sabine. So like, there's so many Force users, it's crazy. Uh, Starting off here, R2D2, and then Kylo Ren.
R2 is a Republic unit for now. There are two of them.
Yeah, and that could instantly get out that Plo Koon.
Yeah.
It's insane. And there's a decent target for Plo Koon. Not exactly what he wants to go into, but I think it's better than a hole in the head.
Maybe.
Yep, showing that now there are two of them.
Yeah, it looks like he's just not going to ambush, which is fine.
Yeah, I think that's actually probably better. Kill it with the R2.
Ooh, picks him another Plo. Interesting. So, I mean, this turn he's got like Falcon plus Force Throw, which is a pretty solid play, I think.
I think that's pretty good. And he's got to make the correct choice here and go with the force throw first, I think. Or else that Kylo Ren silencer could be overwhelming barraged or like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you definitely go for it here. Oh.
That's interesting.
Barrage isn't live yet because the super laser hasn't died, but could definitely be later.
Yep. And he's gonna kill it into the R2. Blue Coon has raid 3 now. It's online.
Yeah, he's in for 6. And as long as Dillen can keep that Plo set up with coordinate, like he can kill Maul as soon as he flips.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. I okay. He's going
Cause
for the
he,
kill.
yeah,
That's smart.
yep. Now that turns off the coordinate as well.
And
But
I
then
think
we see the double ramp play again, which is exactly what won him the first game. And he's managed to pull it off a second time.
yeah, if he sits here and waits for the force throw, like passes, I think that would be pretty strong because he knows that Maul wants to play this round. Um, I'd be able to deal 5 damage to Maul plus 1 from Quinlan, right? No, no.
No, Quilan
That's
does to
on.
the same cost.
Okay, so he'll do 3 damage. So that's pretty decent. That's all I needed to make sure that the Plo could kill him.
Yep.
It's so
And
weird.
we'll see.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Dylan needs to decide whether or not he wants to keep this Falcon. You need to tell him that right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm in TDS also.
He is gonna pay for the Falcon.
All
All
right.
right.
Oh no, he's not. All right. Yeah, I was like after he researched the K2, I was like, that's big because if he pays for it, he doesn't have a play. So now
Yeah.
you can play like Anakin or Plo here, which I mean, I think like Anakin here would be pretty strong. Or actually, no, his ability is only coordinate. I know that was just on attack draw one, but no, only being coordinate kind of neuters him there a bit.
Yeah. I
He's not horrible, and like Gia's hand is not great. He doesn't have a Vader right now, which is what he wants. He can play this Darth Maul, but
yeah
no
with no
real follow up.
ECL.
Yeah.
Does delay Voss's deployment though, so that is decent. And now he's got
Yeah.
a great, place for the barrages to go. And that's definitely what he wants in the right direction there, at least. But not fantastic. Anakin's gonna get to attack first anyway.
Yep. And Anakin trades with Maul here, right? He's a 5/6, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Anakin is a 6/6, so he's able to kill Maul while staying
Yeah.
alive at 1. Does matter for force throw. Yeah, this is so interesting with the new decks, trying to see what works and what doesn't. I mean, I haven't been so excited since the start of set 2, and even that one was like I had played it so much. This one I haven't played so much, and these new decks, they're very different in their play compared to the set 2 decks, I feel like.
Yeah.
So he does end up making that attack onto them all. Force some decisions here from Gia.
All right. So the silencer goes to base now. Dylan can flip Quinlan, and this is setting up the Plo Koon ambush.
Yep, super strong position to be in. I don't think that there's really a bad move here from Dillen. I think he can just force throw and choose a card.
Yeah. So he does choose the force choke, and that is going to end up going onto Kylo. So I think we're going to see Falcon, or okay, Okay, looks like he's going for Plo actually. But I was gonna say you could go Falcon and take out that silencer.
I think he just did the ping with the Tarkintown and Quinlan for the deployment of
Let's
Palo.
see. Is Quinlan
When he
does
deploys,
Quinlan not work like I thought?
it's less or equal to. When he's unflipped, it's just if you're equal to the same cost.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So the
Okay, that
deployment is
okay
huge.
that play makes sense then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could have just attacked with Quinlan, then used Tarkentown and played the Falcon to clear. Um, but this is fine. So, and I think we're gonna go see a game through a year, yeah, because there's no way to stop lethal from the Quinlan. So looks like he got it either way.
Yeah, that was nice.
Dillen, yeah, Dillen was really able to capitalize on Gia not drawing Vader there. If he had gotten the Vader, would have been big.
so I guess that's why he has all those units in the late game, just to be able to push enough damage through. Is that what it is? I mean, I thought he would have enough with maybe 3 or 4 of those, but it seems like he's really eating through them pretty early on in the game. It's a ton. I mean, you've got Maul, you got Kylo, you got Vader, Maul, the
Yeah,
other Maul, uh, what Palp and Crate. It's a
yeah.
ton.
And Dylan's hand is very hand controlly here. He's kept 4 hand control cards. Spark, Force Throw, K2, and Pillage.
That might
No
be
3
insane.
drop.
So you might be able to actually stop the ramp this time from Gia. It'd be quite strong because we saw the Maul flip really dictated the lines of play that both players had. I think
Yep.
be pretty smart. Yep,
And
that's
yep, that resupply going bye-bye. You do have to leave the barrage, but I think you're fine with that. And now no alternative 3 drop from Gia here. So he's gonna have to skip a turn.
yeah, and that's pretty big when you're playing that aggro strategy. Of course, you want to be ramping and you want to be playing cards every single turn using all the resources.
Dylan did forget the Quinlan ping here from the Spark. Or
It's only
does
on
it only
unit.
trigger on units? Okay,
Yeah,
never mind then. But he gets it here. He does have to use the Tarkentown to clear that, which means he doesn't get it for the future, which could be relevant.
yeah, it's definitely relevant. I think it's important to get rid of that card. You just want to make sure that there's no way that he can own the space arena because it looks like both decks have pretty minimal space units. I believe I saw in
Yep.
Dylan's deck that he just has the 3 Anakin Interceptor, so really, really not a lot of space at all.
Oh yeah.
Oh, in the Falcons. My bad. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Falcons.
Fang fighters in the board, but I doubt those came in.
Yeah, I'm not sure because he brought those Falcons from the sideboard as well. So they're
Ooh, pillage, massive here.
not what you want to see if you're Gia at all.
And it gets rid of the barrage.
Yeah, that's super tough. And if Dylan's able to, uh, get one of those mauls out of hand with a force throw, that could be it could be the whole game right there.
Yeah. All right, this is the Quinlan flip turn, and potentially the Maul flip turn as well. Probably the Maul one, which is going to be the first time this match that they've flipped on the same turn.
I mean, for this, Dylan could just take the initiative here and make the play go longer. He knows that the super laser tech needs to flip or needs to kill a unit to flip Maul. If he just denies it,
Uh, I mean that is a viable play. I don't know if he wants to make that play.
it's got like,
Um, the Anakin's interceptor, is that a force unit? Do you know?
no, it's just the Jedi, I believe, is
Okay.
a, let's see here. Yeah, Jedi Republic vehicle fighter.
Yep. So he can't force throw off of it.
I don't know if that one. I mean, he could still put down an Ahsoka or a Anakin here and be just fine. I like the Ahsoka play.
I like Ezra more than Ahsoka, but I don't think it really matters here.
Yeah, either one would have been good. And Ruthless Raider comes down to kill Ahsoka. Go to the base as well.
And Dillen doesn't know it yet, but this force throw is about to go crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, that was disgusting. Killing the Raider, it'll deal 2 damage to the base and 2 to Quinlan as
Yeah.
well. But
Doesn't even come all. I thought because Gia did play around it and didn't go for that. And Gia top decks into Palp's return, which is one of the better things you could be getting here, I think.
absolutely. I mean, he's got Maul in there. That is, yeah, pretty solid play. You know, it'll overwhelm 2 to the base.
Yep.
It's tricky because he knows that the Maul leader is coming down, which is a 6/6. So playing anything less than that is instant death. They're all tied up here on the base.
Gia's gonna take the lead with that Maul attack.
And both Mauls on the board is a very strong position, even though it doesn't have a ton of support for them. No cards in hand that really take advantage of their big stats. But yeah, just being able to deal that much damage in one go, pretty insane.
I think if you're Dylan, you go open fire here to clear the small, before anything else.
I think that's pretty much forced from him. And then knowing that you're going to take 6 damage, going up to 21 damage on the base, then being forced to trade with Anakin, I think is kind of the line that I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Gia doesn't have a ton of great cards in hand. He's going to go for the
I,
trade first.
I think that's wrong because I think you want to play for the um. I think you want to play for the Anakin draw here.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been slightly better. He could
And
still.
you get extra damage, and now you're dead, basically. I don't know if Dylan has a way out of this. Because now this punishing one is lethal. And it wouldn't have been if you had killed the other Maul first.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm. That's definitely a tough
I guess
spot.
maybe. Yeah, he might have been worried about something to buff up the Maul, but I'm not sure what G runs that would do that. Or the ECL's still open, so there was a possibility that someone got ECL to clear as Anakin before he could use that, and he would have kept the open fire. So there are reasons to go for the play that he did. It just in hindsight ended up being the wrong one.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And if he goes for the open fire here, that's fine. We know Gio has to take the initiative. But if we see an R2 into a force throw, right, we could do that.
He doesn't have a force unit.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Not a great draw either. So, yeah, he's going to take the 3 damage and die, unfortunately. But very strong game from these guys. First game of the set 3 in the top 8 or top 16. So,
Yeah, it was a pretty close one.
it was definitely a close
We went
matchup.
all the way to 3.
Yeah, these decks look insane. I'm definitely excited to give them all a try myself. That's what I always do is try out the other people's decks, see how they work. And I've been really liking Quilan Voss. I've been running him green, but the red seems pretty fun too with the Anakin and the coordination shenanigans that you can pull off. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, Gia. Gonna go ahead and close this one up, guys. But I appreciate you joining us, Rebel Trader. Thank you so much for joining me as well.
Yeah, thanks for streaming this.
Absolutely, man. I will catch you all later.